So awareness obviously is the first part of solving a problem. You immerse yourself around the tools of NLP, hypnosis, you study those. But in my experience, there's a world apart from getting the theory and knowing how to apply those skills in a coaching scenario or a therapeutic scenario to help others, quite different to be able to apply them to yourself to overcome the well-entrenched habitual thinking patterns that have caused or driven the behavior over decades by that stage. So how did you start to create those new neural pathways, those new habits, the new level of what's the opposite to self-sabotage? Self-support, self-coaching, I never really thought about the opposite to self-sabotage, but whatever that is, self-championing. How did you start that transition?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I think for me, it was being brutally honest with myself. I think that when I was in a load of pain, when I was going through a lot of that stuff, when I was with those wrong people, there was a level of denial. I was BSing myself around things, and I didn't want to see those hurt places. I didn't want to see the things I was doing where I was self-sabotaging. I didn't want to see that. It was too painful to see it. But I got to a point where I realized, do you know what? My life isn't working. This isn't getting any better. I think you could say I probably had like a midlife crisis very early, which is just waking up and going, hang on, this is not working. I am sick of the pain. And I'm aware that I'm doing things that don't work. So being aware is one thing. And I think, one of the things that you can do, you can become very aware of things that you're conscious of through learning, and like, reading books and studying and going courses and stuff. You can learn all this stuff, but there's a deeper level at your subconscious. And one of the things that for me that was a big catalyst was when I realized, this was a little bit later on, I think I realized that even though I'd got to a point of being successful, there were still patterns of behavior that I was running that were not helpful, not useful, hurtful for me and hurtful for other people. So it was just seeing those things that don't work and going, hang on, I need to change this stuff. Why am I doing it? Why am I doing this stuff when I know it doesn't make me happy long term? It's like having a knee-jerk reaction, I remember like being like at school, and I remember having a fight with a guy. I was probably in my teens, right? And I had a fight and I took this guy out. Afterwards, I was like, what am I doing? I felt so much remorse for it. I'm like, why did I do that? And there was these knee-jerk reactions. I used to question, why am I doing what am I doing? Why do people around me do the things they do? It was this question of why. It was like a deep inquisitiveness around why people do what they do. And I think this is probably from like growing up with the dysfunctional family. Like, why is my mum the way she is? Why is my dad the way he is? I just didn't get it. Didn't make sense. So I used to put myself under that same microscope and go, why am I doing this stuff? This just doesn't work, or this is stupid. It doesn't make sense.